All right, hey guys, Jason here, Traditional Bowhunting Wilderness Podcast, and now renamed to Samco Tradbo. And we're going to talk about the stand. I did a review on it when I got it last year, and after I used it a couple of times. But we're going to, I've been out with it about probably 15 times I've hunted this year, and I've used this stand. So we're probably, it's good to do a catch-up review. What do we think of this thing so far? So let's take a look at it here. We got this is the Lone Wolf Custom Gear 1.0 tree stand, and as far as the way it carries like a dream. It carries very nice. Matter of fact, you can tell we're out here and it's almost dark, and I should have been hunting. I walked 6.6 miles today and never found anything I wanted to climb on. Now, there's actually a tractor right here, Tinkin. This is all destroyed from the hurricane. The whole place is an absolute wreck. I've been hopping blowdowns, everything, but because I knew I couldn't get in because the roads are closed, I did all of that walking in one time with the stand on my back because there's no way to get to anywhere. So I had my pack on, my sticks, my stand, everything strapped on here like I always do. I did 6.6 miles over the course of 5 hours today. Never found any oaks that I wanted to climb up on, so we're actually not hunting. We're down the last 30 minutes of daylight. I said screw it, and we're just coming back, and we're going to do this review. But point being, it carries very nice. It is very light. I will put the specs down below for you, but it is a very nice light stand. Now, the platform, I love the platform. I will bring you in to show you some close-ups on here, but first let's talk about it here before we'll cover the stuff I can show while it's on a tripod here at a distance for you. But the height of the seat, perfect. I got zero complaints there whatsoever. The one thing I do not like is the fact that the seat is a little shorter on my Lone Wolf Assault. It sticks up just a little bit higher, so it's easier for me to lean against it when I'm in a tree stand and lean. This one I got to kind of squish down. It's a little bit lower. But again, that's just me. That wouldn't even work for most people anyway. It's just because I'm short. It's a bonus that I get out of that stand where, for most people it's irrelevant. The cables are stealth stripped, so that's nice. There's a good setup there. Platform size is perfect. The size of the platform, pure perfection. I cannot say one bad thing about that at all. I can't say a lot of bad things about this stand. I did have to do a couple little changes. There's a few things that bug me a little bit, but realistically, it is a very, very solid stand. So let's take a look at that. Let me pull you off the tripod so I can bring you in closer and show you here, so we can look at it this way. So when we look at this, the texturing on the platform, flawless. Okay, the grip that you get on here, you don't need it back here, but see how you got all this notches in this thing? They are flawless. The grip on this is amazing. You do not slip. And remember, I'm out here wearing mud all the time, and I'm wearing big, bulky snake boots, and I do not ever slip on this stand. Flawless design of the grip texture on this thing, okay? So that's fantastic. I understand why they got all these holes and all this kind of stuff on here, but the two that bug me tremendously are these two right here and these two right here. These two tabs that are on here, for some reason, hook on my on the hood of my Sitka shirt all the time. It drives me nuts. It seems like every time I come down the tree or I go up the tree, for some reason, when I unhook it with this on my back, this one or they hook on my hood. It drives me nuts. Again, not a problem most people are going to have. It's just, I don't care for these tabs. As a matter of fact, if this was mine, it is mine, but if I were never to worry about it, and had the time, I'd probably cut this tab off, this tab off, this tab, and this tab, and just get rid of them. Just because, again, that minor little thing for me personally, but not for, it won't be an issue for most people. So again, but I'm telling you stuff that I got to deal with. I did put, there's tubing and stealth strip on here. There's a hunk of tubing wrapped around there, but that keeps it quiet when the seat post comes down. I love that the cables are on the outside. I love everything. When I put the stealth strips on, you notice I left a gap at every end so I could see if there was any cable stretch. I could tell if any cables are going bad. So that way I have that luxury of being able to see that. You know if they need to be replaced. I do run just paracord straps. As you can see, paracord, that's all I use. That's all I need because I do not carry it on my back. I carry it on my pack. And then when to get to the base of the tree, I can throw those on and they're real simple. This Versa button, I do not like this. I do not like this one bit because it chews my straps up. See how this is? Now, if you look at mine, see how mine is all silver and shiny? That is because I had to use a Dremel and round off all those sharp edges because of the fact that it was shredding. It shreds my look at it. Look at this. I mean, this is bad. I cannot stand that. That really upsets me how hard this stand is on these straps because of this square Versa button. Now, maybe that's fine for somebody that literally only hunts like 10 times a year, or 15 times a year, or 20 times a year. Maybe it's not a big deal. But between the 20 times or whatever last year and the 15 times, I mean, I'm 35 times in, and I'm almost to the time of needing a new strap on this. That should not be that way. Should not be that way. And I even, like I said, I tried stealth strips. I tried rounding this all off with a Dremel. I'm not happy with this. Now also, not that it's a huge deal, but one thing that does bug me about that is that when I go to get in a stand on a round Versa button, if I decide I want to bring this strap to the other side, it's real easy to swing around. This one, look, I can't, it doesn't spin on there. Okay, I can't spin it. I can't get it to flip to the other side. It sucks I cannot roll this around. The Versa button does not roll around the square one very good. I have to actually pull all this back, fight this thing, loosen it up. It's a pain. There, now I can get it to go to that side. That is exhausting. Okay, this should have just been a round Versa button and not have to deal with that. I do not like that Versa button. I do not like the concept of this square flat one bit. I think that's a big bummer, so I'm not a fan of that. But again, you know, it is what it is, and maybe people won't be bothered by that. This hook here, for this, I'm sorry, these might be what, you know, something is hooking on my, it drives me nuts, it hooks on my actual, or maybe it's this notch coming through here, something grabs my hood, drives me crazy. But anyway, that is one of my complaints there. This is kind of cool that this is on here. I'll never use it, but if you wanted to wrap your haul line on there, the Versa, or the bat wing on the back, this thing is fantastic. The offset is great. Everything about it is great. It's small. I like how it's tapered. I like the distance from the Versa button to the bracket is nice, so that your angle never really gets and interferes with that. Okay, see how far down that is? That's nice. So I like that feature on there too, and how they did that. I like the way that this is put on here. I like the captured bolt, and if I like everything about this setup. I wish the holes were bigger that I could put a carabiner in there. I cannot fit my carabiner in there, so that's why I have this paracord to hook my carabiner on to hang my pack from. I can hang it on this side or push it through and hang it on that side. But that's what that paracord is for, is to hang my backpack. This load shelf version thing that people do, again, I understand how they love that, and they'll drop and sink it right into here, and that's really cool. Me, I don't like it, because when I'm in my tree, and I set up here, I have my lineman belt going across here because I want it above the stand as I'm getting ready to. And when my lineman belt's here, when I go to push the seat down to get there, it pinches my lineman belt between there and the tree. Kind of gets on my nerves. Or if it's like this and I come around, I go to hit my lineman belt, it gets caught in there. I'm not a fan of those. I understand why people like them, because they can drop it right in here and turn this into a load shelf. And again, that's perfect for a lot of people. For me, I'll never carry it as a load shelf. That thing, those tabs are kind of annoying. Also, will notice that I had to do some mods to mine. See how I have a washer here, and we got this, and you can see all the silver markings that are on here, the silver stuff. That is anti-seize, and I had to put other washers in here because it comes with just these two simple washers that are in there, but my seat would jam up, okay? It would go up and then fall down loose, and then it would be super hard to. Now I have it working perfectly smooth, but I had to do my own modifications on a $650 stand with a lot of anti-seize, which is what you see, and new washers on the outside to be able to get this thing to work. Very upsetting on that one. It shouldn't have been that way, but at least now it works. The seat. The seat is not bad, but it's noisy. Okay, this side of the seat is very noisy when I'm sitting on there. If I twist my body, you can hear it. That's kind of upsetting. People told me flip it over. I did. As I flipped it over, notice how all this material is starting to roll back. I pushed it back and re-glued it down, but all this was rolling off. So that doesn't work, because as you shift on there, all of this would peel and start to roll. So in my opinion, the seat, I'm not a fan of the seat. I don't like the quality of the seat on here. I would expect more and better. Wish it was better, and I wish it was stealth stripped or something right from the get-go. I'm not a fan as far of the seat cushion too much, but again, little nitpicky stuff. Now, the back of the platform back here, the V-bracket back here, it bites like a beast, okay? These back here, they bite fantastic. I did chamfer mine, and I like that I did. I put a small little chamfer, you can see on there, on all the teeth, you can see a little bit of an angle that lets those slide down the tree a little bit better. So I do not have to tow hook this. I also chamfered this. You can see the chamfering on there, slight chamfering. It works very, very good. But you do got to cam set it by hand, but you do not have to do the stupid tow hook thing. All you got to do is cam set it by hand, and then when you get on it, if there's still a slight little gap there, just give a stomp here, and it does slide enough to lock in. It doesn't slide as good as the original Lone Wolf Assault does, but it works. Overall, it is a fantastic stand. Let me go throw it on a tree real quick before we lose light. All right, so here it is. We got it basically on a tree. We're going to put it on there. Okay, I left it loose, but what we want to do is take that, and then we're going to snug that right up nice and tight. Here's the cam part I was talking about. Before you climb in, when you're on that stand, you got it wrapped. But see what I mean about this buckle? I don't want that buckle here. I'd rather have this go around this way to me, and it's a pain to flip it on that square Versa button. I don't like that. I should be able to just spin that, swing it around, and grab it. But also notice that I leave my buckle strap as the loose end to throw. That way I have the weight of that buckle to throw it around a tree. But we put that on here like this, get that set. Like I said, not a fan of this Versa button, but we put it on here, level that out, get that good and level, snug her up. And then when we set this, what you want to do is lift this up and then push it down, and then cam it over this way so it bites the tree. Okay, that's what you need. Okay, that whole tow hook, put your knee on the seat stuff, don't do it. Okay, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm never going to do it. I know better. Okay, but anyway, that's how it works. You do have your levelers here. They work good. They're quiet. They're simple. They're functional. I got zero complaints on the leveling system except for this. See this right here? On some angles, it's hard to get into that top one if you're too on your thing. You can't get there. You got to almost put it in beforehand because I cannot get it to seat in there with the strap. It gets in the way, as you see right here. Again, minor, not a big deal. Easy to fix and deal with. But there it is, and that's it. And you can see that it's a good stand. It doesn't have a lot of flex. It's very stable. It's very strong. It's in the position. The seat leveler here works perfect. Overall, it's a fantastic stand. It is absolutely a fantastic stand. I said that in the first time around. And like I said, the more you use it, the more easier it is to get used to as far as how that bites on that tree. But again, I will never do the tow hook thing. I am not a fan of it, not even a little bit. I do not think it is safe. And if you are going to tow hook a stand, instead do it the right way. What I mean by that is a safer way. Forget doing this crap and tipping this where all your weight's up here high, and then you're going to release the bottom of the platform. Very bad. No. Instead, put the seat up. Put your foot right in here like this, bear hug the tree, and then just give it a little pop like that, and then push it down. Okay, rather than do all this on the seat crap like this where you're stressing your seat post, you're putting all this pressure on all this crap, you're bending everything, this whole thing's rocking, and you're disconnecting the bottom. It's stupid, okay? Don't play that game. It's not worth it. Better yet, instead, just do it like this. Put it on the tree, snug it down, put it level, snug it up, push it down, and then put some weight into the tree, and lean it as you bite to pull that down, pushing down on here, and then it is seated perfectly and it is good. But overall, like I said, fantastic stand. The money, you know, I've owned both of the expensive stands, this one and the B stand. They are both fantastic stands. They are both absolutely fantastic stands. Are they worth the money? You know, I don't really know how to answer that, because there's a lot of stands out there that are much cheaper, half the price or less, that are fantastic as well too. I cannot say that it is better or that it is worse. I cannot say that I care if I'm on this one or if I'm on a cheaper one. I honestly, to me, maybe I'm not the right guy to answer that, but I will say this. I own this one, and I also bought the B stand, and I don't regret buying either one of them. The reason I don't hunt out of the B stand anymore and I sold it was because I am in snake boots all the time, and it was too narrow of a platform for me to turn around on a stand, so I got rid of it. That's why we have this one. We have the original Lone Wolf Assault, which in my opinion is the best stand ever made, in my opinion. I love it. This one might be a pound and a half or whatever lighter than what that is, but I just don't care. I love that stand. It's got everything right. This one has a lot going for it. A lot of people love it. There's a lot of great engineering and Marvel Tech and all the cool stuff in here. And if you're going to use it as a system with their sticks, all of their mounting points and their strap points and all their connection points make it a beautiful system. Plus the fact that you have a load shelf on there too, which is a very, very good thing for people that want to use this as a actual load shelf tree stand. They can hook it like that. You put this right on your back, and now you have a place to put your meat and lock your meat on there as a load shelf when you're carrying this, that is a beautiful thing. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. That is a great system and a great setup. So as far as, like I said, the quality, phenomenal. What would I change on it? Well, let's walk back over here by the truck because it's getting too dark over here. Let's go over this way. How small and skinny the washers are here. Same with on here, these little bitty washers. Now, when you look at like a Lone Wolf Assault, some low stands, they have some pretty heavy-duty, bigger quality washers. Now, I'm not an engineer anymore, but I don't know how much that matters, but I do know that this seat is the only one that gives me a problem. Okay, that it gives me a problem. And maybe it's a defect. Maybe I should have called them and said, hey, I got a bad seat or a bad post or something. But see, look it, there it is. Even with my fix in there, very loose and simple. See, but then it gets harder as it goes. Like I said, kind of a little bit of annoying. But if it was me, the things that I'd like to see different, I would like to see this thing fixed for my stand at least. Like I said, maybe this isn't a problem you have. I'd like a little bigger area in here to be able to hook a carabiner on each side. Again, personal preference. Many of you guys won't do that. This is the big one. I do not like this square Versa button. This is a bummer for me big time. Now, I deal with it because I'm using the stand and I'm enjoying the stand and I like the stand when it's set, but this is an annoying feature that really, I'm not a fan of this square Versa button here. I just, like I said, it chews my straps up real bad, eats them up, and I cannot simply spin it to the other side very good. It just doesn't work as well. I'm, like I said, not a big fan of the square Versa button. I'd much rather it be round. Some things, you know, like I said, the wheel was already, you know, invented. And the wheel was perfect. And the Assault was perfect. And I understand people want to do their own things, and that's a fantastic thing, and I think this is great. Do I think it's better than an Assault? No, I do not. Do I think it's worth the money? To some people, yes. Do I think there's other stands out there that are cheaper that still work just as good and do the same thing? I believe there is. Is it nice to own this and will it last you forever and do a fantastic job and be the one stand that you need for everything and never let you down? Yes, it is that too. So it's great, and it'd be a heck of a lot greater if it was, you know, was a couple $100 cheaper, or it had a couple changes on there. But I'd say that about any of these stands today. The days of having to spend $600 or $650 on a Lone Wolf custom gear stand or a B stand, those days are over. Okay, they might have been there when they first came out and there was nothing else like that out there now, but the market now is flooded with a lot of amazing stands that are half the price of this that do the same exact things and weigh almost the same amount or right at it or even less sometimes. So the days of being able to charge that just because it's water jetted and all that kind of stuff, which is really cool, I don't know if it's worth the price anymore. But it is still buy once, cry once, and you never worry about it again. So I'm on the fence with that, you know, and I'm trying to look at it from a perspective for everybody to understand. Do you need to own this stand to hunt good? No, you do not. Is it nice to own it and will it do a good job? Yes, it will. Does it have some quirks? Yes, it does. Can you fix those quirks? Yes, you can. Does it hunt well out of the tree? Is it quiet? Is it stable? Does it make any noise? It's perfect on all of them. Okay, so there it is. It's a great stand. Not the best stand. There is no such thing as the best stand, in my opinion, or it would be the Lone Wolf Assault. But again, I'm old school, old fashioned, but I cannot knock this stand very much. I cannot say many bad things about it. I think they did a good job on it. I think it hit on a lot of points. I just got a couple little things that I would like fixed. This one right here and this one right here. These are my two issues with this stand that really get under my nerves. This one may be defective. This one here, it seems, you know, that's how it is. And that's kind of annoying. Like I said, I would be going through, I would not be able to hunt this whole season on one strap. This strap will not make it for me through a whole entire season. I would have to replace this strap if I didn't take a Dremel with a sanding wheel and round all of these edges. If I were putting on this one, I would not get through one season on a strap. Again, maybe that's my stand being a defective one. Could have been a Friday stand. I don't know. But I do like it. The seat, like I said, could use a little bit of work there as well too. But especially because we're being so critical because of the amount of money. Now, had this been a $200 stand, I would live with a lot of these kind of things and be like, it's a $200 stand, okay? It's a $650 stand. Okay, if I'm going out and I'm buying a King Ranch Platinum or a King Ranch or a Platinum F350 diesel, and I'm paying 100 grand for it, I have higher expectations than if I'm buying a XL model F250 gas engine with, vinyl with a rubber floor in it. I have different expectations. With the price, I have higher expectations out of this, which is why I get to be so nitpicky on it. It's you're paying a fortune and you're expecting that perfection, or at least I am. And like I said, I got quirks on the stand that kind of bug me a little bit. But overall, like I said, if you're looking to buy one, it is quality made. It will last a lifetime. It's dead quiet in a tree. It hunts flawlessly. It carries flawlessly. It doubles as a meat shelf, and it works fantastic. So you cannot go wrong with any of those features. That's the best way I can put it to it. I like that I own it. I'm using it. You see me using it. I mean, there's no more better testament than the fact if you're my Patreon channel, the whole entire season, which has been going on now for 20-something days, I have been in this stand. This is the one I've been bringing. That's got to be a testament to something. Now, when I go to my Midwest trip, I'm probably taking my Lone Wolf Assault. I think it's more comfortable for longer all-day sits, which is what I do out there. But this stand, for me, is still a fantastic stand. Hope you enjoyed the video. Any comments, put them down below. Thanks for watching.